I wouldn't say it's a new game. It's been a little while out, but hey, Barrick, hope you're doing well. Hello, everybody that's out there. This is the third time I've done this intro, so this is great. This is Asher. We're going to be putting this up on YouTube, believe it or not. I'm going to be streaming this, so there is going to be a little bit of chatter with chat that comes through here. Anyone else who drops by. We're playing Star Traders Frontiers, a game, one of the last games I did on my channel back when I was active for it. And I told myself I'd come back to it when it came out of early access. It came out of early access in 2018. So we're going to be going from the top, and we're just going to go ahead and dive in. I'm going to try to splice this up as best I can into reasonable YouTube chunks. Now, am a YouTuber does a YouTube again? Yeah, it is a question, Barrick. I made a sort of promise to myself to play through games I have instead of buying a bunch of things, which means there's only really one or two games that I'm looking to buy this year. But what we're going to be doing this time is playing as an explorer. Now, you see the big flag here. There's a bunch of systems in this game, and we're going to talk about them in context, because that has always been my thing. But this, one of the things from early access that changes is you have some unlocks here. So the one thing that we're using is a unlocked ship that was originally part of the default thing. Now there is a default map. We're going to be playing a random map because that's fun. We'll do 20 quadrant standard density. That's fine. We're just going to call this good luck. There is, if you're learning the game, it's very good to go like on the default map, and then every time you screw up, you can go back again here. I guess we could call this Captain Asher. That does mean I'm actually going to have to do good if I can ever get that to work. How dumb can I look? I wish there was a random button here, but yeah. Can make myself look really old. Yeah, there's just like a few features here. I was debating whether to do this sort of beforehand or afterhand, but none of these really look like me, so we'll just do that. That's boring enough. And we'll do something like this. Like I said, it's all the art's very nice, but it's all just very static 2D. So there we go, kind of a space pirate look. We will do the introduction since people haven't necessarily seen this before. But I think one of the more important things to deal with are two things. There's factions in this game. I'm going to be playing as the trader faction because I'm going to be an explorer person that kind of goes around, tries to make trades, tries to go onto unexplored planets and see what treasures are there. So I'm not much of a warmonger. It's good to start a place that has some good economy. Third, Captain Basher, Captain Casher. I don't know about that. We'll get Donner and Blitzen in here too at this point. I'm going to be playing on challenging difficulty. Basic and normal are just a little bit too face rolly. I'm not ready for hard. I'm just not good enough at this game yet. There are some aspects that I'm very good at. There are some aspects that I'm not, and you're going to get to enjoy watching me struggle. So maybe we can learn together. But I'm going to hit the launch button, and we're going to get some lunch. So sorry if the loading screen craps out the stream frame rate for a second. All right, so look, we're on a map, and suddenly we have dialogue boxes. 1 year ago, I became a Star Trader captain. Look, there I am, clearly. From our family, you have been chosen to inherit your great uncle's charter. Wow, she has a deep voice. I am willing. Yeah, it's all very. It starts off very derivative here. So pretty much, I'm a Star Trader that's going to be bringing peace and prosperity, and it says, "I abandoned my life as a grav and took to the stars. I am the master of my ship. I answer to no one except my officers and crew. And in the void, we live in the unique code of the Star Traders. And look, we're flying over here. We make our way among the stars. And look, it's all very happy. There's me with my sword, someone else with a gun and a pistol, so no one has their axe and their bow. So yeah, we're flying. And because I didn't skip the intro, we're going to get all the little introductory starter story things. So there's one of our officers. Captain, we've reached a stable orbit over Hydra Trese. And should we engage the void engines, we're going to let them rest. We need a minute for council. Officers, let's gather around and get a story. Wow, that guy has the face that I almost picked. Y'all heard the message received at the starport. A prince has requested we transport this arbiter person to his system, and he wants to pay handsomely. So, Captain, the arbiter, she may be one of the most dangerous people in the galaxy, but also the most powerful. And it means she's the Zindu bloodline like the Templars. Its rare Star Trader captain is called to help an arbiter. Estelle Brockstrom is her name, could be a valuable ally. And I've heard she's working for a Zindu that can be both a curse and a blessing, and she claims to only need a short lift across the quadrant, so we're going to get paid, which is pretty exciting. Now, the game's going to give me a bunch of little tutorials that we're going to skip through here, blah, 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 we know. Um, and my bard necromancer. No, that's good. That's good. So this is the basic layout of the game, and there's a bunch of stuff that's going to be kind of happening all at once. If we look at our, well, there's a few things that we need to do here. We have our mission screen where we have a passenger, and if we deliver him, we will get some money, which is nice because our money's not great. We have a cargo hold. I'm starting off with a Galtech freighter, which is not one of the default ships. You do have to unlock it. But one of the nice things about it is that it has a cargo hold of 75, which is much better than most of the ships that start at 50. We're going to look at these skills here in just a second, because if you're familiar with this kind of game, and it seems like some of you might be, one of the overwhelming things for people who are starting is your crew. This is your whole crew. This is the thing I was debating doing off camera, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it on camera for now. So everybody gets skills. Everybody gets jobs. You can see the captain's an explorer, the officer doctor, officer quartermaster, officer engineer. And then we have a whole bunch of other people with classes. Now I'm going to be flying through this really, really quickly, because most of what I go for at first with these things are either savings, skill saves here, which is passing some kind of test, especially early, or sometimes we'll get things like removing a wrist card, which I am in fact going to get here, because we're going to want some of these later and we want to have them now. And you're going to see me just going through this. I could go in and out, in and out. There's our, you're our, bloop, bloop, bloop. And I'm sorry, I do have my portrait camera up here as well, but we have a doctor. Doctor's very exciting, but like I said, you're going to see my theme here is that we could get a few things that work very well in our favor for like combat and stuff, but for now we're going to be trying to get saves here. Because the nice thing about saves, and notice there's different kinds of save, a passed intimidate test, a failed captain test. So there's lots of different things to keep track of here. Failed ship ops test, we'll do intimidate because quartermasters are great at intimidating people. Engineer, kind of the same thing here. Like I said, this is sort of my strategy. There's a lot of different ways to do this. The nice thing about Star Traders is that we have really a lot of options here. Now you're going to see there's a few exceptions to this, and we'll get to those when we get them, especially depending on the class that people have. So now we're getting to our regular crew. Regular crew do not get extra jobs. Officers and the captain can get up to 3 jobs. Regular crew only have talents, and because I started with very low experience, we're going to be getting that later. So we're going to see that this is where I start to get safety protocols, and there's a nice tracker over here that shows if other people have the same talent, because Lord knows there is a lot that's going on here. Now here is a crew that is a gun person. You can see there's no saving talents, but we have all these rank 1 abilities. I mean, these are all pretty. What kind of gun are you using? You're using a rifle, so we'll do burst fire. I hate crew combat. Well, it's not that I hate it, it's that I suck at it. So right now, all we're going to do is just try to get as many savings throws as we can, because this game goes on a kind of dice-based system. So based on what roll of the dice you get, sometimes things can work really well, sometimes things cannot, and then you're really screwed over. But the nice thing about challenging difficulty is that things can go poorly, but you're not necessarily stuck. You can kind of work your way out. Now, once you start getting crew permadeath into the picture, things get a little bit dicier, and I have not been able to really quite stabilize on that yet. So I'm just going to be going through these talents. You're always welcome to pause and see here. I like I said, there's a lot of crew we got to get through. Nice thing is that they flash green early. Like I said, she's trained as a gunner. She's equipped with a sword. I'm sure there's a way to change that. I need to figure that out off with right here, so we can change her sword to something else. Like for instance, and you can upgrade these weapons later. Like if I want to give her a shotgun, that'd be great because she's a gunner. And these are mostly ship combat things, but hey, that's fine. Bullseye certainty, very nice. You're going to see when we start flying around that there is a lot of things that can go wrong while you're flying in space. But here's one of the ones that I want to talk about here. It's a little bit different. This is our first E-Tech. Now, there is a skill save here that's pretty nice, which is Hot Wire. But one of the things I underestimated when I was playing this game first is the Signature Jammer ability, which when I encounter other ships, you're going to see I'm going to try to bribe the hell out of them. But it doesn't always work that way, And I need something to sort of mask my identity so I don't get reputation drops from other people. So we are going to be getting at least 2 signature jammer things. How many e-techs do I have? We have 4, so I can get 2 jammers. That all of these saving abilities are on cooldown, so you want redundancy with them if you can. And people are going to gain skills and everything later, so that's fine. You're going to see I'm not taking a lot of the ship combat abilities. That's because I'm really just trying to get out of here fast. In fact, that's one reason I'm taking this. We already have a few expert maneuvers. Probably should have gotten another one, but we're going to get sharp steering because that gives me a bonus to trying to escape. Especially early and even later on, we are going to be just trying to run like hell from any fights that we get in. So how many do we hit? We have 2 talents that are like this. One person has this, so let's get exacting design. Let's see. We have 2 people that have bullseye. Let's go ahead and just get one of these, just in case we do ever get in a fight. Okay, so we have 1 signature jammer, 1 hot wire. So that's why I told myself I'd flip flop back and forth. But once we get through all this little menuing, we're gonna dive in. So that's all very well and good. Storm Navigator level 1. We don't have anybody with that because ion storms can really screw up your ship, as you will see here very shortly. All right, we're almost done. This is another E-Tech. We have 2 signature jammers, so it's on a 3-week cooldown. Weeks are your kind of standard unit measurement of time in this game. Let's see here. Failed tactics. We need some more failed navigation fixes here. And then we've done it. We've gone through our entire crew. We've gotten everybody up and ready to roll. And the very first thing we're going to do is land. Now, you're going to see a lot of things up here right away. There's a lot of little bars here. This is a luxury population town, so if I land here, we already have somebody complaining about every man, woman, and child in this zone is in uniform. Well, that's fine because they have a high military rating, a restricted trade law. This is a spice capital. This is one of the capital places here. But if I try to buy stuff, you see we can literally buy poop or biomass or scrap. So these things are actually in demand on some places. I can buy a bunch of poop and then take it to a farming or refinery zone. But we're not going to do that right now. Kind of like other things, we kind of want to take a zoom out look at our map. Ooh, this is our sector. It's not super big. If we can even look a little bit further than that, if we go over here, and you can see this is what our sort of star entire world map. There's a whole bunch of places like this. And we are right here. We have some contacts right here. So let's go back to the actual map button here. Now, one important thing to keep in mind is that we do have our faction here. But our faction doesn't control all the planets. We have some other factions that we want to watch out for. And yes, we do have an alert that we don't have enough people manning the guns. That'll fix itself later on. So we do have an industrial place. We do have a bunch of industrial places. It's funny, the other save I was playing, I had a bunch of farming places. So that doesn't quite work out here. All right, so we don't really have a lot to buy right now, unless I really want to buy poop. I mean, biomass. They do want it in a refinery zone. You know what? Let's make some money. We're going to fill up our entire 75 worth of cargo with literally toxic sludge. We also have a distinguished guest on board. We can't show it here, but it is in the quest icon. So we are transporting, and you can see on the bottom right, we have all of our little signs here like avoided orbital debris, pilot success, ice cleared from reactor, E-Tech hotwire talent, bullseye certainty. A beneficial trade alliance has been formed between the factions. So you can see there's already a bunch of issues with factions here. There's a trade ban between these 2 people. So anytime I trade with my own faction, I'm going to get a penalty with the Devaltos. And there's an alliance between some other people, the Syndicate Reichardt. So there's a lot of things to juggle. And my first time playing this game, I really botched anything having to do with reputation. So we have a refinery place that is neutral. It has a very low economy. It still has 4 trade law, a little bit of spice, some military. We could land there. We could also try and go to Fortuna Holding, which is another refinery here. But like if I go here, and I really like from the early access to now, these buttons are all a lot more laid out. We have a lot more things we can buy. And because this is a neutral place, we don't have to worry about trade permits. The problem is I need the proper permit to sell them later. And one really nice thing is that this will tell you this is in demand on industrial, orbital, high-tech tradeaway zones, things like that. And as we get better at trading, we'll be able to buy more expensive stuff. But our bread and butter is being able to sell. So right now, we can make 750 monies from selling our biomass. We're going to see if this place can offer us better. But first, here's Estelle. Many welcomes, Star Trader. Arbiter Estelle Boxum. It's an honor. Indeed, Prince Callaghan Fane promised he had dispatched a new but promising Star Trader captain. Apparently, he's talking about someone else. I understand you have recently come to ownership of a charter. That's the truth. My great uncle died, and now it's mine. Haha. Picked over many of the houses over the charter to apply the stars. Well, now you know the magnitude of the responsibility and opportunity that rests on your shoulders. Callaghan has asked that you personally escort me to his court. Prince Fane has a great trust in your potential. He knows that your career will reap great profits for both you and the clan. So we have a lot of things that we can talk about here. We do have some dialogue choices, which are all very well, fun, and exciting. It doesn't really change a lot other than cutting off stuff early, but since this is the first time I've played this for people who are watching, I'm not going to say you have to find someone else. His trust is well-founded. That's pleasing to hear. Callaghan has always been a superb judge of character. I'm sure there'll be more work waiting for you at the prince's court. So, what do you need to go to the court for? Callaghan and I are old friends, and we share a lot of the same causes. I have great respect for him. Unfortunately, his family's become embroiled in a legal dispute that stretches across multiple quadrants. I've been called to make sure the letter of the law is followed, even with such great distances. So, she owes him a favor. Look at that happy little thought bubble. What's the nature of the legal dispute? That won't be a topic of conversation between us. Oh, you and your morals. Okay. So, come aboard. Let's talk specifics about the escort. I need passage to the court of the prince, direct passage, and in a hurry. I'll offer a flat fee of 10,000. Well, that doubles my money. What do you say? We accept. Welcome aboard. Now, I don't have to take this. And one of the nice things that, like Battle Brothers, which is another game, I've been playing recently, is that you don't have to follow the story in this game if you don't want to. You can, but you don't want to. You can see here we're getting 900 instead of 750. The value's C, but we're getting a little bit more price per unit. So make the happy sound if you want to. There goes all the poop. So our goal is going to be to transport her across, but we're going to try and make some money along the way. So we did see an industrial zone that was around there. So these crystals would do very well. You see there's a price per unit of A+, and because this is a pretty high economy place, we will have plenty to be able to do it. This is probably going to be the biggest shot in the arm. We want to try and get the best price per unit, but also the highest value per cargo space. So there's a little bit of balancing here. I'm just going to keep this simple. We're not going to play like this every time, but at least early, we're just going to go monoculture here. Ideally, as we go later on, we're going to be trying to pop in and get a variety of things. So we don't really have too much to do. We do have some potential for upgrading the ship, although we only have 7,000 credits to our name. We'll play with this later. This is one of the things that I really had to get my head around and why I wanted to practice playing this some more before I just went ahead and started streaming it. Yep, there is the good old-fashioned space flush, weirdo. I'm very sorry. I missed your stuff, but it's an important one because this is an industrial refining thing. But you can see we already have more story. I noticed your officers and crew giving me sideways looks. As is Indu, I am used to it, but perhaps you answer some questions to help settle your people. So we could just say all kinds of things. Just say, we're all very busy. You're a Zindu, but I would have never known. You can't see it in my eyes? Should I be able to? No, not actually. Forgive my poor attempt at humor. We Zindu don't look different from other humans. What makes us special is not physical power. It's our access to genetic memories, which is an important story point if we do decide to go down the story track here. So genetic memories is a common thing in sci-fi that you may be familiar with. So we can just ask some basic questions. There's 3 remaining Zendu sects: the Arbiters, Augurs, and the Templar Knights. The Arbiters are spread then working across many quadrants as servants of the law. There have never been many Augurs. They served the great courts of the high princes, and the Templar Knights are long borne the brunt of troubles of our people. They are always on the front lines of the guild war. After the Exodus, they bled to protect the new colonies, but perhaps the Alzian campaign lost the most. But now is the time to rebuild it. The quadrant can find a moment of peace. So I'm going to ensure that Shulin law is followed to the letter, because she's an arbiter, and that's what arbiters do. I thought you said you and Callaghan were longtime friends. Do not get the wrong idea, Captain. I'm not going to his court to trade in favors. My sole responsibility is to enforce the law of our prophet, Shalun, As doctor in the Accords, may the flag watch over his grave. Oh, that's not good. How far can you look back in your memories? It's never easy to explain lineage memories to those not of Zendu blood. You did offer and answer questions. Jeez, I don't remember a time before the memories. They start when the Zendu were young. We strengthen our recall through meditation, pattern, exercise, and ritual. Their subconscious muscle memories always guiding our hand and step, and then there are visual memories and voices that come forward on their own accord. Trying to consciously look back, seeking something is difficult, digging for something, trying to remember the guild war, for example. That can even be dangerous, but my lineage is always there. So we all have important work to be doing, and that includes going to an industrial place, which once again, if we look at our cargo, we want to be trying to trade places that are we want to be trying to trade the places that have good ideas here. If we look at our mission, you see we're going to get 10,000 monies just for transporting this one guest here, which it's important to keep in mind. Your ship does actually have that's a ship quarters for 24 crew. One officer, one officer, one officer, but we also have a mission quarters with a passenger. That takes up 125 mass. We're going to get into the ship upgrade stuff later, but it's very important to keep in mind. For some reason, with this giant starship, for some reason, we can only take one passenger. So, time to go this way. And we're flying. And we lost one rep to Devaltos already because of the trade ban, which is going to be a problem. And lax safety protocols cause an airlock failure. So we failed a command test. So our ship is already not doing very well. We do have some options here: patrol, blockade, and spy. We're definitely not going to do that for our own faction, but we'll get to that later. These other buttons just mean what is available. This is a contact. This little bullseye means there's a mission here. So this is a high-tech industrial. And we get even more story. It looks like they have rolled out the red carpet arbiter. I'm about to talk really space southern, so I guess we're Terra now. I think that is for Callahan, but it has the same effect. Estelle! Yours is a face of warm and tired eyes. I'm sorry. Fane's face just looks very punchable. I've always felt that. And Captain, many welcomes. Thank you for escorting Estelle to her safety. Greetings from the stars, Prince Fane. I did not expect such pomp at the starport. Well, we've all been waiting for your arrival, Estelle. This mess is progressing and is sped up, not lost steam. We have much to discuss. Let us retire to the palace. Star Trader, you've earned my gratitude. I have high-paying work for a captain of your caliber. Come and visit the court once you have settled everything with your ship and crew. Thank you, Prince. We've gained moderate experience for everybody across the crew, and we've gained 5 rep with the faction Malkaloon, I think that's how you pronounce it, and 10 reputation with this person intentionally. There's a lot of reputations to juggle. And we have Amanda Pratchett, and off they go. The prince seems very intent on getting the Arbiter Bakshim's assistance. Captain of the Prince Starport Command has paid us 10,000 as promised, and a bonus 2,000. Hold up, once Fane is stuck around. Many welcomes, Star Trader. That's Zet Fane. It's a pleasure to meet you. I am Zet, the prince's sister. Let me extend my brother's warmest welcome. So, I can get into some other stuff here. What other work do you think your brother has? How long has your brother known the Arbiter? I just want to cut to the chase. What's the legal case that Buxom has come to observe? The bombing of the Highwind military orbital? Surely Estelle told you about this. It's a Javat research facility. I've heard of it in passing. It was. Estelle must have told you, ... She was very adamant that she didn't. Galen's daughter, Valencia, has been charged with the terrorist act of destroying the Highwind, which is completely ridiculous. She went aboard the station for a scientific meeting. What idiot would want to plant a bomb at the same time? Not Val. But Estelle, she hasn't spoken to you about it? You really don't know? Then the Arbiter's not going to help. Did she say anything like that? I could say, don't remember, but I'm going to be honest here. She said she would do her duty as the law. Shalom curse her arrogance. The Fame family needs our assistance. By the flag, yes we do. The loss of life in the Highwind alone. It's not a legal battle. We stand to lose. If it comes to that, they will demand Valencia's life, and retribution, and the Arbiter would just stand by. So we have our own little personal thoughts here. This is just some background that comes up relevant later. Just like the Void, retribution, justice has no mercy. If the damages are great enough, Javat could be granted a duel of assassins against Valencia Fane personally. I hope that Duel of Assassins sounds perfectly lovely, especially in the summer. I hope that we get to see you at the palace, Star Trader. I must be off. So you see we have our little contact here on the bottom left. And I think you all can see my mouse pointer. If not, I'm really sorry and I can fix that. But we have some other business here. First off, we have the medic here. This number 30 is very important. We have 7 crew that need help from our few explosions here. So now it's down to 23. This regenerates based on some of these factors here, especially the economy factor, which 19 is almost as high as it can go. Water fuel is fuel for our ship. We always want to stay fueled up. We have 1 repair to do. which is fine. And now we can sell, and you can see that we are currently at 18,000, which is nice. If we sell 75 of these crystals, the good news is that I am going to be making a really nice profit. So there's that sale. The bad news is that if I just try to punch that back over again and again to the same place, their demand for that is currently really low. So if we look over here, we do have some things that we can buy. You can see there's some trade that is restricted. Ooh, capital ship components. That would be really nice to... it's in demand on industrial and tradeaway zones. So that would be really nice if we could buy it. Of course, we can't really afford it right now. But maybe somebody can help us get some of these things here. We have missions that are available. We can promote rank. I think the first thing we want to do is try to buy a trade permit, though. Eventually, we can get up to principal trader and get over here. But for now, we do have enough personal rep, which is actually currency. Minimum reputation and influence minimum. So we can go up here, and we can actually probably buy the second one as well, which is pretty nice just because I made that other purchase. So yeah, let's go ahead. We are now a free trader. Next one's going to be a little more expensive, and we need more reputation for that. But now if we go to the buy cargo, look, we have permits to buy and sell a bunch of stuff. Now this is only with the faction. You need to buy these based from faction to faction. So yeah, that's kind of a lot to go back and forth with. And I'm sorry, Weirdo, I missed some of your comments here. Yeah, it's a lot of taxiing, moving stuff around, but it's not all there is here. So let's hear. We want to take some electronic components to a refinery zone. Those would be pretty good. Luxury clothing is only for population zones, so that's not going to be very exciting. But we can probably fill our hold with this and be decent. Now let's see what the prince has for us, because we have some missions that are available. Now you see that we do have... he does have something he wants us to do. But for now, we're just going to take some basic missions here. We must carry a transport case safely to the clan Molkumun world of this place. We're just going to say it's with an E. Really, 11,000 with no jumps just to ship this box. So literally... Now, I don't think I can accept this mission right now. Nope, I can only do one at a time. That is a change from the early access. Used to be able to stack these missions really early. So right now we've got to build up some of these things here. Now I should have 2 contacts as well that are also faction specific. We have one here that's actually on the way, which is pretty nice. And we have one contact over here, which we will get to in just a moment. So we do have this. We look at our cargo, and we want to take this to a refinery place to dump it off. So what we're going to do is backtrack over here. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this here. This is for the benefit of the YouTube folks. Hello, this is Asher. This is a series I'm going to be doing, streaming on Twitch at Asher1611 or 1611, unless for some reason Twitch lets me change my name, which they haven't for like 2 years since I've been asking. I'm going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back, and I'm going to at least dive into a little bit more of the trading in the early game. So thanks for watching the menuing and everything early, and we're going to start diving into the meat and potatoes. So I'll be right back.